Were the Indians better armed at the Battle of the Little Bighorn? Yes and no, says Richard Allen Fox, Jr., author of Archaeology, History, and Custer's Last Battle, The Little Bighorn Re-Examined. Initially, Custer's men were under no great pressure. The many Indians who were eventually involved accumulated over time and cautiously infiltrated up the coulees toward Custer's command. Eventually, Lieutenant Calhoun's company deployed to disperse the infiltrating hostiles. This set off an Indian counterattack and the sudden and unexpected disintegration of the southern end of Custer's line. This disintegration resulted in complete panic and the collapse of the entire command in swift order. In Fox's view, it was this sudden disintegration of the southern end of Custer's line that resulted in disaster. Now, Custer's men were armed with the single-shot 45 caliber Springfield carbine. According to anecdotal evidence, this carbine had significant problems with jamming, but Fox writes, archaeological analyses of cartridge cases lead to the conclusion that extraction failure was not a significant factor in the defeat of Custer's battalion. The Indians were armed with repeating Winchester rifles, but Fox tells us range, stopping power, and accuracy combined to make the Springfield carbine technically superior to any repeating rifle of the day. The long-range Springfield effectively kept Indians at distances beyond their normal abilities as riflemen. The effective range of the Springfield exceeded that of the Winchester by at least 400 yards. The Springfield carbine remained the official cavalry firearm after the Little Bighorn and until 1893. So how does Fox account for the defeat? Fox writes that because of the rugged and broken terrain at the Little Bighorn, the Indians, armed with repeating rifles, were able to creep within firing range of the cavalry. This was unusual. Fox writes, thus the repeater, as an instrument of shock, coupled with the liability of the single-shot carbine in fighting, probably contributed significantly to demoralization. The shock effect was magnified by the likelihood, based on archaeological data, that the Indians had at least 200 repeating rifles.
We're here at Calhoun Hill, the extreme left of Custer's position, with those units he had under his personal command. Custer had positioned Calhoun and others along this ridge, while he himself went further downriver to the north, trying to find a ford. He wanted to cross over, attack the Indian village, take hostages, and force the Indians to surrender. Custer was unable to find his ford on June the 25th, 1876. But while he was looking for it, Calhoun and the others along this ridge came under intense fire. They retreated towards Last Stand Hill in the background, where they and their fellows were annihilated by the Sioux.